Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney with your thoughts for Wednesday. All this week we are looking at the segments of the model prayer given by Christ to his followers. We do not recite the model prayer word for word, but each of these segments tells us something about how we should pray. And in the third portion, we come to verse 11 where he says, "Give us this day our daily bread." It seems to say so little, doesn't it? And yet, it speaks volumes to our need of the Lord. Some might even neglect this phrase, thinking, well, it's okay, I can handle the portion of foods that I need for this day. My freezer is full and I have plenty. But this is the wonderfully simple portion of this prayer. I must be totally dependent upon the Lord every day to provide for even the simplest needs that I have, even those physical needs that I have. And notice that the prayer here is not asking for meals to last throughout the week or months ahead, just for my daily bread. You know, God taught his children this lesson way back in the Old Testament when they were traveling to the Promised Land. They had left the land of Egypt behind. They were now out in the wilderness and they found no way to feed themselves. Moses couldn't feed over 1 million people. They had not planted gardens here. They didn't have a vast number of livestock to draw from. So God provided for their daily bread. If you remember, each morning there was this manna that was falling like dew on the bushes and around their tents, and they would gather it up every day, and they could fix that into a type of bread or a cake that they would eat daily. But they quickly learned they couldn't gather more than one day of it, because if they gathered enough for 2 or 3 days, thinking they might be greedy or looking ahead, then that would mold overnight and gather worms. The only day they could gather more than one helping was the day before the Sabbath, as the Lord provided for them to not have to gather on the Sabbath day. And they understood quickly this prayer of calling upon God for their daily bread. Do we understand that today? It's also a great lesson for us to learn that we must, in a very simple manner, just rely on the Lord every day for even just our sustenance. You know, there's a Christian organization now called Our Daily Bread. And they have taken this one step further where they say, more than just for our physical needs, what about our spiritual needs? Lord, every day give me some morsel for my spiritual nourishment. So they have given us a devotional book or several different things that we can use like that for our daily bread. And if we incorporate in our daily prayer, Lord, meet my daily need of bread and my daily need of spiritual nourishment as well, to keep me close to you, then we have learned what it means to call upon God daily. A daily prayer for daily nourishment, you know, that calls for strong faith. That calls for a person that says, I need to be reminded every day that I must call upon the Lord for even the simplest things in my life.